Alright, so today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to hold an auction for a couple snake sheds. I've had quite a few people ask me, hey, can you save some of your snake sheds and sell them? I thought that is a pretty good idea. As a matter of fact, one of them is from Bobby here. Bobby is my bamboo ball python, pretty much my most famous snake in my whole collection. He's in every single YouTube video. And my other snake that shed is Lucy. She's a really big, probably almost 90 pounds now. She's a big reticulated python, and I actually have the sheds right here. I kind of wanted to show them to you. One of them is, this is from Bobby. It's not a complete shed, it's in a couple pieces, just almost a complete shed. It's shed really good. As a matter of fact, a lot of times when a snake will shed, a lot of times they'll go to the bathroom on the shedding. In this case, in both of these sheds, luckily neither snake went to the bathroom on the sheds. And pretty much the only use I've seen for these is some people will actually make jewelry out of them. I thought that'd be kind of neat. Have some Bobby snake skin shed jewelry. That would be pretty cool. And I have this other shed. Take a look at this one. This one is really big. Take a look at this one. This is from Lucy, my big reticulated python. It's not a single shed, but it is pretty close as far as what you can get. And I would say if you're making jewelry out of something like this, you could probably get a whole bunch of jewelry out of either one of those probably. And kind of the thing that brought it up is, you know, with the whole pandemic thing, I've been trying to figure out ways to make a little bit more money. You know, I'm pretty much a full-time YouTuber and a snake breeder, and I'm going through kind of a difficult time right now. And believe it or not, my YouTube channel is pretty much getting the same views as I was before, but it seems like a lot of the advertisers have either pulled out or paying a lot less for the ads. So my YouTube revenue is pretty much cut in half, which is pretty brutal. And as far as selling snakes, I've pretty much sold out of all my snakes. If you go over to Morphmarket, actually, as a matter of fact, I have one snake over there, and I think I have that one sold. I'm pretty much totally out of snakes, pretty much for the next 2 months until my snake eggs hatch. So I'm kind of in this transition. And another thing is a lot of people on Patreon that support me financially, a lot of people have really started bailing on my Patreon, and I think it's due to the really high unemployment. And let me tell you, I don't blame you for bailing on Patreon because it's really tough to even pay your bills at this point. So I'm kind of going through this transition where I'm looking for kind of a fundraiser to raise some money. I thought, hey, well, why not have, you know, a little bit of fun with this and maybe do an auction on a couple snake sheds. So I think I'm going to post them over on eBay and then post a link in the comments section or like in the description under this video so you can see some links and go over there and kind of check it out. I think I'll put it maybe, I think you can do like a 7-day auction. It'll be kind of interesting to see what I get for my fundraiser from these snake sheds. As a matter of fact, I've been actually saving all my snake sheds, and I have a bigger bag of not so clean snake sheds. I might go through those and maybe pick out some of the cleaner ones afterwards and post those on there as well. So I want to jump over and I want to show you Lucy, my really beautiful big reticulated python. The biggest shed here came from Lucy, and I've been changing her enclosure up a little bit. I want to show you some of the new changes that I've been making to Lucy's enclosure. Alright, so take a look at this beauty. This is Lucy, my reticulated python. Really beautiful snake. This is where the shed came from. And it's pretty funny. It's the first time she really shed really good. And I changed her enclosure. I used to keep her on like a coconut husk substrate. And for some reason, she didn't really like it. And she would get like coconut husk kind of stuck in her mouth when she was feeding on rats. And it seemed like she would spill her water on the coconut husk. And it would get into the coconut husk and raise the humidity almost too much, and she was struggling with a respiratory infection, and it was just really kind of problematic with the coconut husk. And then I switched over to this beach towel, and the first time I did a video on the beach towel, people are saying, hey, you know, with the beach towel, a reticulated python can accidentally eat that when they're eating a rat. They could get part of that towel in their mouth with the rat and end up eating the whole towel and needing surgery. So I kind of got freaked out on that, and this is kind of my new setup. take a look at this. I actually took the towel, put it on a piece of cardboard, and then took my hot glue gun and glued it to the cardboard. I thought that was kind of an interesting solution. And then I took multiple pieces of cardboard and I hot glued them together and kind of wedged in my water bowl back in the back. So this is really about the safest thing you can do with a towel for a reticulated python, just gluing it to the cardboard. And if she makes a mess on the cardboard and the towel, I can just rip up the whole thing, pull the towel from the cardboard, throw the towel in the washing machine, and then just glue it to another piece of cardboard. As a matter of fact, I have quite a few old towels that I can use, but for some reason when I put her on this beach towel, she was just in heaven, and she just absolutely loves this beach towel. It's kind of crazy. She's just so mellow, never tries to get out, her respiratory infection cleared up, and she never gets anything in her mouth from eating a rodent. It's pretty awesome. So this girl is, believe it or not, this is she's actually 50% Jampea dwarf. Even at 90 pounds, she's half dwarf, which is pretty crazy. It's unbelievable. I'm actually breeding this one with my other reticulated python. I have a purple albino reticulated python that's super dwarf, part dwarf, and only 12.5% mainland. He is about 45 pounds, still a pretty respectable size. And I've been breeding him for the last few years. As a matter of fact, I looked up the birthday on this one, and Lucy here, she is 5 years old. She was born in 2015. Not sure the exact date she was born on. I just know that she was born. I actually got her as a hatchling, a really tiny little hatchling. As a matter of fact, if you go back in some of my really old videos, you can see Lucy. I think if you go to my videos and sort by the oldest date and kind of scroll through them, you'll find some with Lucy as a little tiny hatchling. She was really cute back then. Now she is definitely a handful. I actually have to have 2 people to handle this snake. She's really big. As a matter of fact, I opened the glass on this. I usually lock it, and this time I opened it, so I thought I'd give you maybe a little bit clearer look, maybe a close-up here of Lucy. And it's kind of sketchy after she sheds because she's always looking for a rat. She gets a little bit crazy for a rat, so it gets a little hairy when I'm opening this up. Sometimes she gets a little like rat crazy. Sometimes she goes ballistic over a rat. But you know, today I actually moved her over to a boa tub and then back over to this on a new, like on a new beach towel, a new substrate. And I already kind of got her in a handling mode. But you know, you kind of have to really be careful with these retics because they can go rat crazy, and you have to really be careful. Sometimes she kind of freaks me out when she's going after that rat. Sometimes she just goes ballistic and starts like headbutting everything in her cage, the ceiling and the walls, and just going absolutely berserk for a rat. It kind of freaks me out right now because I know she's probably in a crazed feeding mode. You have to really be careful and use a lot of caution with these reticulated pythons because they have some incredible power. As a matter of fact, if you actually pick up this girl and try to handle her, it's pretty amazing how much power a 90-pound reticulated python has. And she's about 17 feet long, so she has some serious strength and some leverage behind her. It's kind of crazy when you actually handle it. As a matter of fact, I always use 2 people every single time I'm handling this snake. I would never hold the snake by myself. And I've actually held her a couple times, but I don't take her completely out of the enclosure. I take her part of the way out and then just kind of, you know, hold her head or the front part of her body and then put her back in the enclosure. But I never take her out all the way. The last time I took her out all the way, I got in trouble and I could not control her. She got away from me and she was like underneath the pool table and around the pool table and just all over the place. And she's so long and so strong, I could just not handle her by myself. And I was calling upstairs, I was like, help, help, my snake, I need help with this crazy snake. And after that, I decided I'm not going to handle this girl by myself anymore. She is just really too much for one person. But she is an absolutely beautiful snake. All right, so there you have it. A couple of really good sheds for a couple of really beautiful snakes. And as far as the age of these sheds, I'd say Bobby's shed is maybe about a week old. And Lucy's shed, as a matter of fact, I just picked up Lucy's shed yesterday. It was a really awesome shed. She shed out and I picked up the shed. And then today she went to the bathroom. So luckily I actually got the shed out of her enclosure before she really messed the whole thing up and I had to completely tear it down. So that is pretty much it. Good luck bidding. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.